We're back again. Glad to have you join us. It's Business Breakfast on iBrand Television. If you just joined us, you've not missed out much. It's now time for us to take a quick look at some of the top stories making rounds in the world of business from an analysis standpoint. And like I did made mention before the break, Charles Frakuha, public and business affairs analyst, who's also a stockbroker, is joining me now live virtually via phone to give us analysis of the top stories. Charles, good morning. Glad to have you join me on the show today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a public holiday. It's Good Friday, so it's safe to say happy Good Friday to you, Charles.
I agree with you. I wish you same.
All right, then. Let's dive into the conversation for today. President Bola Tinubu has given the newly inaugurated economic management team 6 months, and also the 31-member Presidential Economic Coordination Council a 6-month deadline to bring about plans and ideas to revive Nigeria's ailing economy. Charles, first and foremost, there seems to be a lot of backlash concerning this. There are pros and there are cons, there are criticisms, and there are condemnation concerning this move and decision made by the president. So far, with the two teams that the president has put together, we're seeing a 50-member what I would call Presidential Economic Coordination Council. First, I'd like to get your thoughts. What's your reaction to these? And then again, if you look at the dignitaries or the caliber of personalities on that team, do you think they fall short of intellectuals that will bring about the needed change that our economy needs at this critical point in time?
Well, thank you. My thoughts about it, I wasn't too spectacular about the another coordinating economic management team again, because we had so many and we really lost count of it. So I wasn't too enthusiastic about it, and then I just felt that yes, as an economy, the government has to try so many things before they can get it right. The time is not on our side. Nigerian masses are suffering, and the kind of persons you appoint in that thing, whether they have the interest of the country at hand, people are just confused. So what we just do now is to wait and see, because there have been so many economic councils. We already have the economic team, economic management team.
Yeah, that has been overseen by the vice president.
Exactly. So for me, I think they all have to work together and come up with lasting solutions that will improve the economy. But for me, I think we've had one too many. So I will just approach the wait and see.
So, how do you react to the members on that team now? The president of the Nigerian Economic Society, Professor Adeola, has come out to say that the kind of people that we have on the team are not the kind of people that will speak to the president, and then the president will want to take their view, because they won't be able to have that boldness and confidence to come up with policies that will meet the current need of the average Nigerians that you rightly made mention of. So if you are to look at the team, you have some members of the private sector, you have members of the members of the Nigerian Governing Forum, the Governors Forum rather, and also you have the president and his key cabinet members also on that team. How do you react to them? To that, do you think that these guys have what it takes to understand the realities, the current reality that the average Nigerians are going through, or they're just there to just make the numbers?
No, I think they have what it takes to revive this economy. But like you have said, the issue is, will they be able to move the president in his face and say, sir, these are the things that need to be done? Mind you, some of them also have their own private businesses.
Yes.
They are capitalists.
Yes.
And they will not want to do anything that will have any negative impact
on their business,
their own private investment.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
But at the same time, they are also mindful that they need to do things that will improve the business environment, so that their businesses will continue to strive and be sustainable. So for me, I think they have all it takes to improve the economy. But like I said earlier, I want to adopt a wait and see approach.
Okay. Wait and see approach. I'm also anticipating the outcome of this committee, and let's see if truly they have what it takes to get this country on the path of recovery. Let's shift focus now to the next story. Now, this coming from the Apex Bank. The Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday announced the new minimum capital requirement for banks and other financial institutions in the country. But Charles, we're seeing commercial banks with international authorization getting a minimum capitalization of 500 billion. The Central Bank of Nigeria has also said that in order for this financial institution to meet up with this requirement, it is fine if they go ahead to merge. If it's fine if they go ahead to if it's that it is okay for them for one bank to acquire another bank, and it's also okay for banks to come together and merge to become one. We've seen that this year, I think it was early this year, we've seen some banks bringing out some details, and they are hitting the 1 trillion naira capital benchmark. If you are to assess the financial institution holistically, do you think that we have some financial institution that will stand out in this, meet up with this 500 billion requirement? And if that is not the case for others, what do you think this will, the ripple effect on the financial sector as a whole?
Well, we've always agreed that the financial sector is a critical sector of the economy.
Yes.
And when that sector sneezes, every other sector catches them cool. And that's why the government has now said, looking at the current reality, naira devaluation, we have seen that the 25 billion naira that we have before, we convert that now, it's nothing to write home. And some of these financial institutions, these banks are already international players. So, for them meeting the realities on ground now, to be able to do big ticket transactions, compete internationally, for me, I think this step CBN has done is a very good step. The last time we had this kind of capitalization was as far back as 2005, 2006. At that time, it appeared as if it was a very difficult task. But we saw the financial ingenuity of most of the banks. And of course, the Nigerian capital market was there to absorb when they all came to the stock market to raise funds. And we saw that virtually most of them raised this funds. The ones that could not were merged together, and we brought the total number of banks to less than, I think, about 25 banks. So again, that is 2005. We're talking about over 10 years. So I think it's due for another recapitalization. So with this current scheme, I think it is fine. It's okay. Yes, but I don't know. More than 587 commercial banks now, with their existing structure, we've already met this 500 billion. So those ones will now be ready for those ones who have not met, for them to be acquired. And of course, if they don't want to be acquired or merged, then the capital market option is there for them to come and raise fresh capital. We have had a lot of stories of so many of them coming to the capital market to raise fresh funds by way of right issue, by way of a public offer. Yes, this has a very positive impact in the economy and the capital market. The market will be deepened, and it will create more jobs for capital market operators. So for me, I think it's a very good one, looking at the current realities. However, CBN should monitor the process so that we should not have what we have in the past, where there were false merger and acquisition, and at the end of the day, CBN still came to even intervene in some of these financial institutions.
All right, thank you so much for that insight. But I want to get your thoughts on this now. For banks, you did make mention of the fact that you are certain that there are 5 banks in the country today that they have the requirements, they have what it takes to meet this requirement. But what happens to other banks who do not have all of this? You said they are going to get, they'll reach out to the stock market, the capital market to raise funds. But let's look at this from this other perspective. If we're going to go through the route of mergers and acquisition, is this not going to reduce the commercial bank that we have in the country from 24 to a reduced level? And if that is the case, how do you think this will, what future do you think this will have on the financial sector in Nigeria on the long run?
Well, I have always maintained that it's not even the number of banks that we have that is the issue.
Okay.
Or even the capital base that is the issue.
Okay.
For me, it's good corporate governance, integrity of the players. You could have very big financial institutions, but we have seen that when they lack integrity, good corporate governance, they collapse. We have seen big institutions collapsing as a result of not good corporate governance. So, for me, yes, if that is the need for them to be merged, they cannot meet, and that will reduce the number of banks we have. For me, that is not even an issue. It is not the problem. It is better that we have strong banks, integrity, good corporate governance that can serve the majority of Nigerians and maintain stability in the financial system. That is okay for me than to say we are going to be having just few banks. For me, if there are few and they can meet the needs of the average Nigerian, they can support the real sector, they can support the economy. I am okay with that. I think every Nigerian should be concerned with that, not the number of banks that we have. We can have a bank that can serve virtually all Nigerians as long as it is done in an ethical manner. The average Nigerian is seeing the service and they are supporting the SME. For me, I think that is okay.
So you don't fear the issue that has to do with a monopoly in the banking sector? Do you see that coming up?
You can't even have this monopoly with the issue of technology. Okay? There are some persons today will tell you, I will still deal with the microfinance bank because the microfinance bank is serving their own interest, serving their needs, and they cannot go to some of these big commercial banks. So, and you're not telling me that CBN is going to wipe out microfinance banks. No, they are also going to be there to play their own role. Also note, we have gone beyond the issue of universal banking. Today, you have commercial banks, you have merchant banks, you have microfinance banks, you have mortgage banks. So once they play their own and have their own customers, they are serving. So the issue of monopoly will not even arise.
All right, then let's just focus now to this next story as we'll try to wrap up this segment. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's the NNPCL, has come out to deny claims that there is a reduction in the pump prices of petrol and diesel. Some Nigerians have the view that since there is an appreciation in the foreign exchange market, so which means the landing cost of petrol will also have to reduce going by current exchange rate, and that is why this rumors has been spreading like wildfire across social media platform. If I'm to get your thoughts on this, Charles, do you think that the NNPC should be reconsidering, or the marketers should be reconsidering readjusting the pump price of petrol at this point in time, seeing some kind of stability in the foreign exchange market?
Well, I just want to say that the stability we are having in the foreign market, for me, is too early for we to begin to see impact in other sectors in the economy. You don't have to be patient, yes. And when that has been sustained, because for me, it is just an intervention mechanism by the monetary authority. We need to see from the fiscal authority, we have increased our revenue. Business climate has improved. Power sector has improved. When I begin to see that, yes, we cannot begin to ask the government if this has been stable for quite some time now, then we want to actually know effective prices of this petroleum products in terms of the ones we have been importing, the ones we are importing, and of course the ones that have been, that are refined here already. If we are going to be refining very soon, so it is when all these things are in place that is when we can begin to tell government that yes, we need to know what is the current effective pricing of petroleum products based on the improvement of our naira. For me, at that time, we can begin to interrogate some of these things people already speculating. For me, it's just mere speculation. The few stability we have had in the forex market, for me, it seems too early to begin to see any impact in other parts of the economy.
All right. Quickly, let's touch on this. Nigerians suffered another blackout again yesterday, Thursday, as at 4 p.m. I'm still wondering as to why we are still having persistent and insistent grid collapse in this time and age. What do you think is the problem bedeviling the Nigerian power sector, and how quick do you think we can get this problem resolved? Because blackout in this time and age shouldn't be something we should be talking about as a country.
Yes, it's quite worrisome. It's quite embarrassing, and again, communication is key. We want the Ministry of Power to communicate some of these problems correctly. For me, I believe that they're not doing enough communication because you cannot see the connection. Generator will tell you that they're generating enough. Distribution will tell you we're not getting enough. Now, what is the problem? Is it obsolete equipment? Is it corruption? Is it that you don't have the technical know-how? If there is a need to reform the transmission company of Nigeria, let that be done. If it's an issue of the distribution company not having up-to-date equipment, let that also be addressed. Because this incessant grid collapse is becoming too much. And it's beginning to show that probably those in that power sector don't even know what to do. All they are interested is how to recoup their money as soon as possible. So you can see the essence of the privatization of the power sector has not been able to fulfill its objective. As an issue, that process was flawed. And that is why anything that is not done on the solid foundation will continue to have this kind of problem. Because we keep telling us they are doing enough. They are generating enough. In fact, some gentlemen have even told us they export to other countries. So what happened to our national grid that is collapsing on a daily basis? I tell you, before you know what now, maybe before today we run out, the grid will have been up again. Because some gentlemen have told us that they are the ones that will now kind of kickstart the grid again. So for me, I believe it's an issue of obsolete equipment that needs to be revamped immediately, outdated. Then of course, maybe the personnel that are involved are also, I wouldn't want to say there is any form of sabotage, but I think the personnel too has to be looked into because it is becoming too much and it's a national embarrassment.
All right, now, thank you so much for that insight and also for the advice you've given to the ministry in charge. And I do hope they're listening and they're watching, and we expect that the authorities will act accordingly. Let's wrap up now with this particular story. The National Association of Telecom Subscribers has come out and are asking the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, to extend the deadline scheduled for the disconnection of telephone lines not linked to national identification numbers beyond today, Friday, March the 29th, 2024. Charles, I need us to look at it from two perspectives. NATCOM has come out to say that there needs to be an extension. But if NCC decide not to give an extension, from the reports we are getting, over 10 million lines will be barred, 10 million lines will be disconnected, and this will lead to over 200 billion naira of revenue loss to the telecommunications sector. What do you think the industry stakeholders and the regulators and other players need to do at this point in time to avoid this revenue loss? Because if this revenue, if NCC go ahead with this with this deadline, or better still, not to extend the deadline, the sector is going to suffer a huge loss despite the unabated macroeconomic challenges facing the operating environment. If you are to react to this, what will be your reaction?
Well, again, we have to balance economy and, of course, national security. But you would agree with me that most Nigerians are not even interested because they are convinced that even the linkage of your name and your your BVN and all that has not even achieved the desired objective. But for me, I still believe that we still need to do it. And the telecom companies, yes, they're going to lose a lot of revenue as in terms of the economy. But again, national security is key. My appeal will be that let the telecom companies make it a little bit easier for people to link their BVN and, of course, their needs. But some of them have already started it. They have really short code that even not from your home, from your phone, you can buy those short codes, and once you have your name and you go through that short code, you are able to connect, and the thing is done very well. So there should be a lot of campaign. I know they have done some, but more still needs to be done. I'm now going to be appealing to the NCC to say, please, give it an extension. Yes, we understand our own peculiar Nigerian culture. So let us give the benefit of that, because you see now a lot of rush in so many of these telecom companies,
outlets.
Centers. Yeah, the outlets. So please, NCC, just extend it and let that be final, so that Nigerians will take this last minute advantage to connect, so that we all be secured in terms of our security, and of course, the telecom companies would not lose that kind of amount of customers, which will now translate to revenue for them.
Charles, you did mention about something very critical, and I'd like to take you up on that. Many Nigerians have come out to say that despite the linkage of their SIM to their NIN, terrorism, kidnapping in Nigeria is still at its highest. And are so-called, not my opinion now, this is the word of the average Nigerians, and they're saying that the so-called security agencies are not using any of this to track down these kidnappers. So of what use, of what essence is it to link my SIM with my NIN?
Yes, I agree with you. That is a big concern for most average Nigerians, because they tell you this is the reality on the ground. You are not tracking this person. We are not arresting anybody. But I will tell you that, yes, let us do our part as a citizen. And let's say that, yes, the government agencies that are responsible to take action based on that information will continue to hold them accountable. So for now, if I'm able to reach, Nigerians have been able to link their SIM with their BBS, then you are still not able to track kidnappers, terrorists, and bandits who are collecting ransom. Then we will know squarely that the problem now does not even lie in the average Nigerian, but in this security operative, as the case may be. And if the need be to sack all those who are heading those security agencies, that should be done, because we want the objective of this policy to be achieved.
We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time with me on the show this morning. Charles Frankwaga, public and business affairs analyst, is also a stockbroker. Thank you so much for your time with me on the show this morning, and we hope to do it again, God willing, next week, Monday. But for now, have for yourself a wonderful weekend and happy holidays.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, folks, let's shift focus now to the capital markets. The public holiday, there's no trading today at the NGS. But then again, let's do some analysis of trading activities from Monday off through to Thursday, and then make some projections for next week amid inflation reports that we should be expecting in the month of April, and also on the background of the recent decision made by the MPC at the just concluded Monetary Policy Committee meeting held in the course of the week. So, yes, what's coming up on the show? The Nigerian Exchange Limited All-Share Index further its northward trend by 157 billion around Thursday, marking its second positive close after recent rate hike. We have more details in a moment. Do stay with us.